mystery of giving flowers, but I thought it was too superficial. So, but all that I can give you is my prayers and above all my hands. So I'm going to hug the president as a mark. The current president, the ex-president is going to hug the current president as a mark of my respect towards him and welcoming him to the new world. The existing people on the current board, Steve, Gerald, Tony. Tony, you're already here, so you can help yourself. Where is Gerald? So why don't you give your token of love to Joey?
Okay.
Gerald secretary. So, is that enough for all of you guys?
Yeah.
So officially I welcome the new board, may God bless you. One thing I can tell you is, you might think that you're not really capable of this, but the power of the Holy Spirit is unbelievable. I did not know what I could do, but God really works in miraculous ways. So I promise you this. Thank you.
I'm inviting and welcoming our newly elected President Joel George to say thanks to all our elected board members.
His Beatitude, Basic Muslims, Your Excellencies, Reverend Father Joe Kalunan, all of the newly elected board members. I want to thank all of you for all of the fruition of the Malankara youth that you put forward in accepting these positions. I want to say first, foremost, thanks to the previous board, especially for Aloysius. I know Aloysius said a lot about how he wasn't there physically in the past year, but like CBJG said, he has been integral to how much the MCYM has grown over the past 2 years. I know in conference calls with him that he has spent countless nights at his work at 8 to 10 p.m. just on conference calls with us. He works until 8, and then after 8, he works for the MCYM. So it's very underestimated how much he has worked for the MCYM, and I know he appreciates himself for that. So I really want to give him a big round of applause. Along with him, all of the previous board members, especially for Milani, Steve, Leo, Gerald, Tony, everyone who worked in coordination across different regions to make different events happen. It's really not an easy task. So I really want to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart, and especially our older youth and older mentors that have guided us throughout this history of the MCYM in North America, for their guidance for their mentorship to us. It's integral to how we as a youth need to grow. And above all, of course, we need to thank God for His incredible grace and mercy for our church and for our youth and how much we have grown. And to our spiritual directors, Bishop Eusebius Tilveni, you have been such a blessing to our youth, and you have expressed such an interest in how much the youth is integral to the part of the church as we grow. And also for our director, Yobachan, he has been tirelessly working his effort in leading us and leading the national board to guiding the youth. And I really humbly thank you for this opportunity to become president for the next 2 years. And I really hope that I can just live up to your needs, and I want to work for you concert with the needs of the entire Malankara Catholic youth movement in North America. So with these words, I thank all of you.
First of all, let me just say thank you, Joe, for those words. And I've known Joe since he was like really young, and I'm proud to see who he's become. So thank you. Next, I would like to invite His Beatitude, one of the Syriac Catholicus, for a few words.
The dear President Joel. And my dear friends, it gives me great joy to be with you. And I wish God's continued support for all our ministries regarding the youth apostolate in this example. I hope we will have a time together tomorrow, sometime. So I don't want to speak further. I wish our youth be strong in closeness to God. I think you missed our interaction in this forenoon session in the main hall over there. There has been serious discussion about the liturgical language. Malayalam, English, Malayalam, English. So many serious points were discussed regarding the translation. And I just want to share with you, the University I've told you, but I just want to share with you, we have decided to translate all our liturgical texts into English so that you understand meaningfully and participate in the whole sacramental life of our church. But then I asked a question to the parents. What is happening to the local dioceses around? They follow English, but where is the youth? Where is the youth? I said, the language of communication and the language of faith has to go together. Your youthfulness is a blessing to human life, the church and the society. We need a language of faith to sustain a language for communication. We have to be close to God in different ways and means. A language is important to communicate. In communication, a language of faith is needed to communicate with the Supreme. You have a lot of pressures from the society, the peer groups, and the ideologies, and the surroundings. We can overcome those pressures with power from above. The Spirit who leads us will take us to this supreme closeness. That's all for the day. Good night. God bless you.
No more speech. It's midnight, but tomorrow is a mass for the youth. It's an English mass, and Bishop Gregory Mansur is coming to speak to you, and especially to the youth. He's an Eastern Catholic bishop in New York. So I wish that all of you come to the mass tomorrow. I know it's midnight, we have a very short sleep today, but please, all of you, come for the mass tomorrow. Okay, agreed? And tomorrow, after the youth social, we'll have a short meeting of the outgoing office bearers, the new office bearers of the National MCYM tomorrow at night. Thank you, and Okay, I hand over the mic to Aloysius. Thank you.
So we have a time with Tirumani during the youth social. So I know a lot of you requested for this. All your questions are welcome to me and Joel. Please write it down. We want to follow a particular format if possible. Please write all your questions and doubts and concerns to Tirumani, your visions, your dreams. Please write it down to us and we'll take it to Tirumani and we'll try to make it more organized. I call for vote of thanks and calls.
I know Tirumani said that was the last week. I got to do a vote of thanks. So I'm standing here in front of you to thank every person involved with all the affairs of the MCYM. But first and foremost, we would like to thank God for making everything in the past 2 years possible. Alongside that, we would like to thank the supportive leaders of our Malankara Catholic Church. His Beatitude, Most Reverend, more and more Basilios Clinis Catholicos Papa, is a friendly leader to the youth, who can also make us laugh here and there. Sometimes for hours. I would like to thank him, we would like to thank him for his presence here in this meeting. With him as the head of our Malankara Catholic Church, our church is heading in the right direction. So I'd like to thank you. When we talk about our supportive leaders, the first name that comes to mind is His Excellency, Most Reverend Thomas Lord Eusebius. From little functions like sports to larger functions such as leadership retreats, our bishop supports and welcomes all ideas. Now that I think about it, he's so open with ideas to a point where during the leadership retreat, I confessed to him, and he provided me with some ideas from his side, usually it's the other way around, but that gave it to me this time. You're an inspiration to us too, just as you told us that we're an inspiration to you. So thank you. I would like to also thank His Excellency, Most Reverend Vincent Marpolos, for his presence in this meeting, coming as a youth commission chairman, providing this particular also, His Excellency, Most Reverend Joseph Martonis, who was previously here, just like. There's one action that has been there, a lot of MCYM National Conference calls. We actually had a conference call every Sunday from 9 to 10 minimum. It's at least 1 hour, so we do have a lot of conference calls. And action has been in quite a few. Reverend Father Joe Coliver, I can't, I'm used to calling him Joe Butchin, so it's kind of hard to say that last name. Joe Butchin. He deserves a special thanks from the MCYM National Board, alongside all the MCYM, because he helps us in everything, in some form or another. Next, I would like to thank our parents, even though they're not here. We have two parents that help us a lot, which are our animators. Johnson Uncle and my mother. Johnson Uncle's here. They deserve much thanks. I would like to thank the MCYM National Board, starting with our president, Aloysius. He's not only been a leader for the MCYM, but a mentor for most of us on the board. We look up to you, and we'd like to thank you for the past 2 years of being this mentor and president of all the MCYM. So thank you. Also, he mentioned earlier my name for the basketball tournament. I only did it, it was just an idea. The people that made it into a reality were Joey Abraham, who's on the board right here. We have Sanju John from Philadelphia. We have Rajoy Bakana from Houston. Anish from Chicago. And John Edison from Philadelphia. I had to say your names because you guys deserve the special thanks. Alongside that, I would like to thank the rest of the board: Joel George, Gerald Anthony, Tony Johnson, Melanie Verghese, even though she's not here right now, John Thomas, and Leo Babu. We'd like to thank each and every one of them. I would also like to thank our new board members for having the courage to take up these new roles. And just as Alicia said, I know you guys are going to be fine no matter what. God has a tendency of making everything work. That's what I've experienced. So we'd like to thank you for having the courage to, take this role of yours. Good luck. And then last, the most important of all of these things that we've been given so far is to you, the MCYM members. Without you guys, nothing would be possible. So thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so now we're wrapping it up. So we will end this evening's program with our anthem. So I invite Gigi George to come and lead the anthem. So she'll lead it and we'll go on. Okay. Please stand.
All of you that know it, please sing along, but just don't sing louder than me. ശിരകളിൽ ശക്തി തരംഗം കരളിൽ ക്രൈസ്തവ ധർമ്മം ലക്ഷ്യമാനവ വിമോചനം ശിരകളിൽ ശക്തി തരംഗം കരളിൽ ക്രൈസ്തവ ധർമ്മം ലക്ഷ്യമാനവ വിമോചനം MCYM അണിയണി ചേരുന്നില്ല അഭിവാദത്തിൽ തലകുലുയർത്തി ഒന്നായി പാടിയിടാം MCYM അണിയണി ചേരുന്നില്ല അഭിമാനത്തിൽ തലയുയർത്തി ഒന്നായി പാടിയിടാം തമസിൻ കോട്ട തകർക്കാനത്തിൻ പൊൻവിളക്കുകളായിടാം നേരിൽ പൊന്നൊളി വേഷം നമ്മൾ നക്ഷത്രക്കതിരായിടാം നേരിൽ പൊന്നൊളി തമസിൻ കോട്ട തകർക്കാനത്തിൻ പൊൻവിളക്കുകളായിടാം നേരിൽ പൊന്നൊളി വേഷം നമ്മൾ നക്ഷത്രക്കതിരായിടാം പ്രശ്നസദങ്ങളിൽ അവരും നാടിനെ വിശ്വാസത്താൽ ഉണർത്തിടാം പ്രശ്നസദങ്ങളിൽ അവരും നാടിനെ വിശ്വാസത്താൽ ഉണർത്തിടാം യുവജന ശക്തി തരംഗം കരളിൽ ക്രൈസ്തവ ധർമ്മം ലക്ഷ്യമാന വിമോചനം ശരികളിൽ യുവജന ശക്തി തരംഗം കരളിൽ ക്രൈസ്തവ ധർമ്മം ലക്ഷ്യമാന വിമോചനം MCYM അണിയണി ചേരുന്നില്ല അഭിമാനത്തിൽ തലയുയർത്തി ഒന്നായി പാടിയിടാം.
Yeah. Do you want all these? No, you speak. All the current board members and the previous board members, national board members, please take note. Current and the previous national board.